Hi, hello again, you guys. Um, on a positive note, I had a really good weekend this last weekend. I went home to see my family, and I also had a little speaking engagement at a church way out in the middle of nowhere in Washington State, and it was really a beautiful little quaint white little church with a tiny cemetery right next to it. It was so perfect for like Halloween weekend. I even took a little like photo op in the cemetery. And yeah, I had a lot of fun just sharing my story at this little church there. And then I got to see my nieces and nephews and do some pumpkin carving. And now I'm back in Tacoma. And I just wanted to get on here and share some thoughts with you. Um, I just yesterday had some repairs done on my wheelchair. And um, kind of like I said a few videos ago, I've already decided that I am not keeping my mouth shut when something happens that is either unjust or just inappropriate. So okay, for the wheelchair repair, what they were doing was adjusting my joystick here. And the joystick, as you can see, is right here, kind of on the side of my body. Um, and the joystick, as you can see, is right here on the side of my body. And so when they're adjusting it, they have me in the chair and they're like right here adjusting the joystick. Prior to the like adjusting the joystick, I asked a bunch of questions, and the the technician was a man, and he kept saying to me, "I know what I'm doing. Don't worry about it. I've got what I need." Like, kind of just mansplaining things to me, like, "Oh well, these are the casters for the front tires and these are the drive tires." And I'm like, I actually know every part of my chair already. I've had a wheelchair since I was 2 years old. And I was just really frustrated already. And then he was kind of bossing me around, like saying, "Get out of your chair, get back in it," but not asking politely. And almost anytime I would ask a question, he'd kind of roll his eyes or respond with, "Stop worrying, I've got this." And I get it. I think that maybe he felt like I didn't trust him or whatnot, but I didn't. I mean, I got weird vibes the second that, and also something that I think you should know is that I was alone in my home with him, in this apartment, in this room. And I was just so uncomfortable with the whole interaction. So that's what preceded working on the joystick. So as we were working on the joystick, he kind of like touches my hip, and I moved like that, just like making it clear. And I kind of moved away just like this, like everything I'm showing you is what I did. And he was like, "Oh, you don't need to move, you're fine." And I'm thinking, I'm not moving for you. I'm moving because I don't want you to touch me. So he had to adjust the joystick down here. And while he was down here, he put his hand on my butt. Yeah. And I moved again. I moved like this. I mean, I went from sitting in my chair like this to moving like this, kind of away. And he was like, "Oh, you don't need to move. You're fine." And I'm like, this guy does not get it that I'm putting out vibes saying, "Don't touch me, dude." And then he said, "From the last time I saw you, it looks like you've lost a little weight. You're not feeling out your chair as much as you did before." I was like, okay, you are not on the right track here, dude. And then right after that, he literally said, "Your wheelchair is hard to fix. It's being a little shit." Um, and I was just like, this guy, like, I don't ever want to see his face again. When he left, he did a good job on the repairs. Like, I'll give him that. I'm thankful for that. But when he left, I felt so icky. And so I called his supervisor. I know all the staff that work at the wheelchair repair place, and I told her everything that happened. She wrote it down, and she didn't really say much, just that she had written it down. And so I'm hoping something happens, but I come on here to share that I think that in general, services for people that are extra abled just in general lack dignity and just basic customer service. Almost any other service that's for a mainstream person, like someone coming in to fix your plumbing, or taking an Uber, or getting your cell phone fixed, or whatever it is that able-bodied people, going to the store, like those are the customer services that they experience, and those are geared towards the customer's always right, and in general the customer should feel some sense of dignity, and the customer has a voice. But in extra abled services, it's kind of like, sit down, shut up, like whatever, it doesn't matter. I think the people that are working as technicians for wheelchair repair get paid very little. So I think the bar is set very low for those positions. And so, we end up interacting with people who maybe that was the only job they could get because they're an addict, or because they can't keep down any other job because, they don't have good customer service skills. So then we get them. Yay. Anyway, a lot needs to change. And my goal and heart is to be a voice, to continue to speak up. Also, I have another situation. This has not been fully resolved yet, so I'll leave names out. But believe me, if this doesn't get resolved, the names will be named. But I have, let me just say, an investor who had a contract with me till the end of this year. And because I spoke up about the customer service experience of their company towards extra abled people, they are refusing to follow through with the rest of the contract for November and December, meaning that they're refusing to pay the wage that my contract has asked for, and to pay the full amount basically for my services. So I may have to go to bat for that too, because they're offended that I spoke up. So anyway, all of you extra abled people out there, I understand why it's hard to speak up, because we are literally relying on these services, and we have very little income some of us have little income to feel empowered enough to say, I don't like that, or that didn't work for me, or that wasn't a good experience, or please don't touch me in inappropriate places without my permission or without my consent. And especially if you're providing a professional service, like, that should not even be on the table at all. And yet I think our voices feel stifled, which is why people get away with this. I think it seems like it's an option. Like, oh, you can be nice to extra abled people, or you can be a total douchebag, and you can get away with it because they won't do anything about it. They won't say anything. But you know what? Regardless, speak up with me, okay? If you are experiencing things like this too, speak up. Call the supervisors. Make a review online. Like, the voices need to be heard, because if we stay silent, we will continue to be powerless, in the fight for our dignity and our equality in this world. And so I hope you join with me and be brave and speak up when something's not going right. And let me just tell you this, man or woman out there, if you're extra abled and someone makes you feel dirty, disrespected, small, or belittled, speak up. Politely, yes. You don't have to be mean about it or bitter or vengeful, but speak up and speak to the right people. Like, I mean, even going to the point of calling your senators, and just, you know, calling the corporate offices of a place that maybe you haven't had a good experience. But whatever you do, make some noise. Let's make some noise. Yeah, because it needs to happen in this world. Anyway, it is a hoodie and no makeup day for me. And thank you for watching. And I'll check in with you guys real soon. Oh, wait. Also comment, like, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And yeah, I'll see you next time.